Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. This is a live look at the view from our 14 News studio tower camera as it is another gray, gloomy day across the tri-state. Let me make sure I've got the Facebook video pulled up here, so if you have any questions along the way, I'll try my best to answer those. You can just drop those in the comments of the Facebook Live video here. Moving forward, today still cold and cloudy, no major changes from what we've been dealing with here recently. There is a slight warm up on the way Friday into Saturday, so that's some good news. Then we have some very spotty rain and snow chances in the forecast Sunday and then again middle of next week. For today, it really looks like we're probably going to stay dry, but just south of us, it is a different story. We have rain across parts of Tennessee, and then as you head north toward the Kentucky border there, it changes over to some snow. This is all just south of the tri-state, so places like Trigg, Christian, Todd County, all just south of us are going to see some light snow showers this evening, but all of this is moving almost due east, so I think it's going to slide just south of the tri-state and most likely miss us, but don't be shocked if places like Hopkins or Muhlenberg County maybe get a brief snowflake at some point this afternoon or evening, but it really looks like that snow is probably going to stay south of us down around Hopkinsville, Russellville, Bowling Green. The tri-state will most likely stay dry. However, it will still be cloudy and cold. Our temperatures are currently sitting in the lower 30s. It's 33 in Owensboro and Greenville, 31 right now in Evansville. When you factor in the wind, it does feel just a little colder than it actually is. Our wind chills are sitting in the mid to upper 20s in most locations. Owensboro feeling like 29, Evansville feeling like 24. The wind has calmed down some compared to earlier today, but we do still have a chilly breeze coming in from the north at around 4 to 8 miles an hour in most locations, so that's keeping it very chilly out there. Moving forward, these clouds are not going anywhere. It is going to stay mostly cloudy. Temperatures are going to drop back out of the 30s this evening, then on through the 20s overnight. By early tomorrow morning, our temperatures will bottom out somewhere in the low 20s, so it is going to be cold, but at least with the wind dying down, wind chill shouldn't be too much of a factor. But with temperatures that cold, even a gentle breeze is going to make it feel like we're in the teens. It is going to stay mostly cloudy overnight, and again, I wouldn't rule out a few flurries mainly in western Kentucky, but it is going to be mostly dry across the tri-state. Tomorrow, still mostly cloudy, but I do think we could get some sun. Now, these clouds have been stubborn more than once this week. The models have showed the clouds clearing out, showed us getting sunshine, then the day arrives and that doesn't happen. So I'm a little cautiously optimistic here with this because the models are again showing that we could get some sunshine tomorrow afternoon, but they've said that before and it hasn't happened. So I think we'll be mostly cloudy, but it is possible we will finally, at least briefly, see the sun tomorrow. A few peaks of sunshine plus a wind coming in from the south is going to help pull warmer air into the tri-state. That's going to push our temperatures into the mid to upper 30s tomorrow afternoon. And then Saturday, I think, will be the warmest day this week, which is pretty sad because we're still only talking about temperatures in the low 40s at a time of year when we would typically be in the upper 40s. So yes, it's December. Yes, it's supposed to be cold. It's not supposed to be this cold, though. This is colder than normal, what we've been dealing with so far this week. That little warm up on Saturday doesn't last. We go right back down into the mid 30s to start next week. Then we warm up again Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, but you may have noticed that both on Sunday and then again Wednesday of next week, we do have a chance for some showers across our region. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Saturday looks dry, so that's good news for your weekend plans. The Henderson Christmas Parade is on Saturday. It does look like it's going to be cold. It's been cold all week, so that shouldn't be a surprise. It'll be at least a little bit warmer than the past few days have been, though. Still expecting some clouds over the region, maybe a few peaks of sun, but dry. Again, that's the good news. Saturday does look dry. Sunday may be a different story. By Sunday, this low pressure system comes in from the northwest and it brings with it a chance of rain. Areas to our north, stretching from about Terre Haute and north from there, will likely get some snow from this, but the tri-state is expecting mainly rain. So these will be rain showers possible, kind of scattered rain on and off throughout the day on Sunday. As this low then starts to shift off to the southeast, our wind direction changes, colder air starts to come in from the north, sunsets, temperatures just in general are going to really be dropping on Sunday night. As that happens, we may briefly see some of this rain changing over to some snow or wintry mix, but I'm afraid by the time it's cold enough to be wintry weather, that precipitation, the moisture will have already moved out. So I think it would be a very small window if we see any snow at all, but it is something we're watching very closely. It's possible as that system on Sunday is moving out, we could maybe get a few snowflakes, but I think this is going to be mainly rain. I did see we've got somebody in the comments asking about this weekend and next week and the chance of thunderstorms. I'm not seeing a chance of thunderstorms right now. I think this is just going to be rain, maybe very briefly changing over to snow, but primarily these are just going to be some chilly rain showers on Sunday. That then moves out of here. Monday, Tuesday, both looking dry. Tuesday, they will probably get some snow up around the Great Lakes, but that is probably going to miss us. Wednesday may be a different story though. Wednesday, we've got a cold front coming in from the northwest. As that pushes through the tri-state, it's going to change our wind direction. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got this warm air flowing in from the south. That's where we see our temperatures finally getting up close to normal by the middle of next week. But then as this cold front moves through, that wind direction shifts. So we cool right back off Thursday of next week. And as we're making that transition, that cold front is going to bring with it a chance of some showers. Again, I'm not really seeing a thunderstorm chance here, but we will probably see at least some rain. And it's possible, much like what we're dealing with Sunday, that on the tail end of this, as that colder air is moving in, we could maybe very briefly see a change over to some snow or wintry mix. But I think this will be mainly rain on Wednesday, and then it'll be pushing out of here by Thursday as that colder air takes over from the northwest. So here's your 7-day forecast, kind of a summary of everything we just talked about. Maybe a few peaks of sun, but plenty of clouds still hanging around tomorrow and Saturday. Tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 30s. Saturday, highs in the low 40s. But again, still pretty chilly. And those low 40s won't hit till the afternoon. So for those of you going to the Henderson Christmas Parade Saturday morning, keep in mind we're going to start the day in the 20s. So we'll be working our way through the 30s during that Christmas parade. Sunday, we've got a chance of a few rain showers, maybe briefly changing over to some snow or wintry mix Sunday night, but it's going to be mainly rain. I'm not expecting any kind of major impacts or accumulation from that. As that moves out, colder air moves back in. Highs only reach the upper 30s Sunday and then mid 30s on Monday. Wind direction shifts again. Warmer air starts to flow in from the south. That's going to push our temperatures back into the 40s Tuesday, maybe even upper 40s to near 50 on Wednesday as that southerly flow really kicks in. And that's actually where our temperatures should be this time of year, is in the upper 40s. Then we've got that cold front moving through Wednesday. That does bring us a chance of rain, maybe changing over very briefly to a little snow or wintry mix Wednesday night and a Thursday morning, but I think it's mainly just going to be rain showers on Wednesday. And you will notice behind that cold front, temperatures drop again. I think by this time next week, we'll be looking at highs dropping back into the mid 30s again. Mary Beth wants the sun. So do I, Mary Beth. I am sick of this cold, cloudy weather, but that's just what we seem to have in store recently. So here's hoping we get at least a few peaks of sun Friday and Saturday. I think we could maybe get some sun again Monday, Tuesday, but it's always going to be mixed in with some clouds. We don't have any truly sunny days in the forecast this entire next 7 days, which is a huge bummer. We already have the short days, you know, where we already don't get a lot of window of time where we have the chance to see the sun, and then to be clouded up all the time too. It's just an enormous bummer. Also, for those of you who haven't clocked it yet on the calendar, speaking of this time of year and the shorter days, today we are 3 weeks from Christmas and 4 weeks away from the start of 2026. So with Thanksgiving being kind of late this year, I know this has really snuck up on me. Let's look at the extended outlook really quickly before we wrap things up here. The extended outlook from Friday, December 12th through the start of the following week does show a trend toward below average temperatures. So I talked about that cold front moving through on Wednesday, and behind that our temperatures dropping back into the 30s next Thursday. Looks like that cold air would then hang around through the following weekend. So keep that in mind if you have any plans for the middle of December there. As far as precipitation is concerned, it looks like it'll probably be wetter than average up north. They've already had a very active start to the winter up around the Great Lakes, and it looks like there may be more weather systems headed their way. So they may see some additional snow up to our north as we get into the middle of the month. We are expecting drier than average conditions across much of the deep south. And then here at home, we're sort of caught in the middle where we could maybe catch a stray shower here or there, but I'm not seeing any sort of major systems headed our way through the middle of December. But obviously this is just a general outlook, not a specific forecast. So I don't know for certain any specific shower or storm that could be headed our way, 10 days from now. That's a bit of a stretch. Carolyn wants summertime. I get that. We're all getting a little bummed out here recently with it's just cloudy and cold. It feels like it rained the entire back half of November. We are all craving some sunshine around here, and I'm with you on that. I don't know about summertime. I'd like to get through Christmas first. But once we get through Christmas, I'm kind of done with winter. Once we get to January, bring on summertime. I'm with you at that point, Carolyn. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions in the comments, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. News wasn't able to join me today, so you'll have to get your headlines on our website, 14news.com, or we'll have lots of stories for you tonight on 4, 5, 6, and 10, so catch those newscasts then. And if you do have any additional questions about the forecast or what's going to be happening over the next few days here, Jeff will be back on here tonight at 9 for our First Alert streaming show at 9 p.m. So you can always catch him and get your questions answered then. Michelle wants sun and snow. Snow on the ground and sun overhead doesn't sound too bad to me right now. I just want sunshine. So I think that seems to be the sentiment for many of us right now. And hello to Suzanne. All right, still not seeing any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you missed the forecast, once this video ends, you can go back and rewatch it. So feel free to do that. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, you can watch this back again. All right, I'm going to wrap this up then. Everybody have a great rest of your day.